They fantasize, I analyze, I am the eyes. Yeah. They stand in lie, I stand in truth. That's my I am alive, I am alive, I am alive. I channel God, the frequency lives inside. Delinquencies leap aside, just look inside. I promise you'll find bodies the synagogue. You lie to self, then you sin to God. I take the end of lines, put it in a loop, then I tie a knot. This eternal life, this is Heka'u. We can never die, we are immortalized. They live mortal lives. I am more than man. I have God inside. Whoa. Opened the door and then I got inside. Found my inner child. Gave him a hug. Told him I love him. We gon' be alright. And then I gave a smile. You made me more than proud. Shed some tears. Let us scream aloud. A stand in pride. Grabbed his hand. It was the hand of God. Our fingers filed. Double time. We put hands to sky. Raise them high. Raise them high. This is dua. Praise himself, praise each other, praise to health, that is the root to wealth. Praise comes from per, and it means to sell. See, that's what preachers do, buying souls, selling hell. Disguised as heaven, pushing P. Differences between prophet and prophecy. The Bible is a prop to see the lies of man, portraying God open-eyed to see. Telling tales of wanderings. I've been wondering, they don't know that we're the real wonders. Miracles, when I speak it thunders. Literal, you feel it under your flesh when your organs start to rumble. Heartbeat, you're listening to vibrations as my heart speaks. Stretch minds, I have far reach. Raj General, this is me. This is pinnacle. Step on sinister. Everyone is demons these days. Trust me, once you step to us, you will not leave as you came. See, we ain't the same, raising names. Real fame comes from Ba. It means to speak, to say. I have lots to say. My ancestors taught me how to pray. Ask and receive. Given that you live in reciprocity, our Ba shall speak through you to give our message of praise. Hands raised. This is dua. This is dua. Light body emerges Kaaba. Give me high five. Hands up. This ain't a stick up. This is dua. Giving praise. They're only giving praise when they receive a raise. Like thank God. I receive a raise as I rise up every single day. Raise comes from res, giving life the sun's rays, hands embrace. Consciousness extinct, even the ones who think they are woke are still asleep. Resi means to watch and it deals with what you see. Resi means to dream and it's the tongue of the speech. Watch what you speak, bring dreams to reality. Watchtower, watch me tower over with power. This is more than album, this is pure magic. Creation vibrations, layers on layers. Prayers on prayers, demon slayers, soul cakes of fire, caught up in a rapture like I need a baker. The Lord has risen, watch the bread rise, to give sustenance. I've seen death eyes, the moon is my left eye. Praise Yah, dua. This is House of Aten. I don't have a mask on. I'll tell you all what happened. I see they got the facts wrong, flow fluid. Walk with ancestors like Anpu is. Who's this? Greek named Anubis. Prove it. I see bodies walking around soulless, clueless. Ani Ptah, don't compare me to Steve Jobs. Call me Ptah Sakar. If you need to do more research, search Ray. Hands in vagina plays when pray. Spitting seeds into the womb to birth and raise. See, that's parades. Give thanks like it's in your hands. Collecting plates, ancient stele. Step through fire. See, we trailblaze. Fate and faith. This is knowledge. Facts or flip or fake. Tell me what's at stake to give thanks. Hands raised. This is dua. This is dua. Light body emerges Kaaba. Give me high five. Hands up. This ain't a stick up. This is dua. the roof's gone. Just look up, I am proof. Breaking doors down, make some room. Maat is now speaking through me, and trust me, this is who you will respect if you choose or not. It is now, not soon. You are not the same as I. We do not have the same sight. We do not have the same eye. We don't just talk, we apply. From the waters in the sky, I spoke my name into life. I spoke my name to bring life, to bring life. Look outside and all I see are people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside and all I see are people double-minded. People meaning creature.
And yes, the Hekau really works.
SCRIBES Sessions Volume 1. For the record. Open your eye in alignment with time and you'll see the truth like it's a physical thing. From the darkness I arise, so it's not a surprise when you learn of the light that I bring. As above, so below, I find a rhythm and flow as I grow with the pendulum swing. This is the matrix where everyone's faking they sleep here in life while we wake up in dreams. Shedding the skin like a serpent, this work makes it worth it. Attaining a purpose while searching internal, examine what all is in me. Most will not make it there, so can I take it? Reality shaking, you've seen what I've seen. Reap what you sow, with the weavers of speech, achievers, and this is the read 'em and weed 'em. Cannot read in vibrations that none of them speak. Walk a metal netter, light his feather is heavy to learn that your will isn't free. Natural willing, I continue to lead with my EBIS. I'm sweeping my consciousness clean. Training in realms that are unseen. My aura is some set fire to all of the fiends. Stand on my eye, this is all seeing. I we supply 93, that means we are supreme. Healing through tones on my senses, connecting and this year. Wealthy is health, this is green. This is illusion, reality veiled in delusion. Thoughts become intrusive, it's foolish to not know by now that it ain't what it seems. This is way more than belief. I see clearly the lies. My six senses of sight are hypnotized. No wonder everyone sleeps. Open your eyes. It's time to set off the alarm. The performance of form. Don't you know you're a star? God in human form, and you rise with the beast. More than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper. Seeing the state of the planet, the damage, the famines expanding beyond your belief. I see they landed, they've handed the people a cannon and aiming it right at your feet. Blowing the hole where you're standing, creating the panic. The tactical planning is deep. Teaching you're only a man and the God is in heaven, the seventh outside of your reach. If you're the question, they'll call you a manic, frantic, erratic, depression, demonic. When you're teaching through the magical speech, they'll call you serpent, the one in the garden. Pardon my knowledge for having the knowledge and prowess to see. He really told the truth to Adam and Eve. You'll have distinction between good and evil if you eat of the fruit of the tree. Now you're a god, open your eye, cleansing yourself so that now you can see. They stole the stories and twisted them like it's a spliff. They put the fire to leaf, I put the fire to speech. I put the fire to heat. We don't do liars and thieves, they just desire to greed. This is my record to keep, this is my throne. You cannot sit in my seat, and I command it. I give more than 10 commandments. This is the law of attraction, and we have infinite stamina. My stage is where I'm standing. This is my eye, God is in me. I only keep goddesses with me. They are the magical beings, they are the holy ones, birthing the gods. We're overcoming the odds. We are the even and odd. They're in the odds, we're in the all. Ancestors answer my prayers, forever grateful. I will forever say thank you. Inspiration to awake the sleepers. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper.
You and your family health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Maat, and may you rise and come forth as conscious light, like the divine Ra, who rise and shine forever. Ptah.
I look outside in off, I see her people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lethal, flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside in off, I see her people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lethal, flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. I am him, king, crown, rings, Nesu, I am in mindset of when fighting jins, sword swing, samurai, I am Shem, Su, Hor, son of Heru, I am him, king, crown, rings, Nesu, I am in mindset of when fighting jins, sword swing, samurai, I am Shem, Su, Hor, son of Heru, words powerful, Hekau, see proof, you can feel the roots, gone, just look up, I am proof, breaking doors down, make some room, but I is now speaking through me and trust me.
Otep, peace and love. Welcome everybody to the House of Aten. Ancient Tehuti and Teachings of the Natiru presents Standard Bearers, Tameri, and Advanced Civilization, presented by the great Menkhu Ara Meri Maat. Before we begin our presentation, we will do as we do every week and begin with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Unki and Maat, NS, Ninset or Set and Maat, Min Hepapat and Maat, Her in Hukui, Per Ikut. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everybody. I'm the mighty Atef Remkem Maat. I'm the esteemed steward of the Venerable House of Aten. As a devoted disciple of the master teacher, the illustrious Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, I proudly undertake the role of the sagacious host for the weekly gathering within the sacred halls of the House of Aten. Here we delve into the profound teachings that illuminate the path of Ma'at. In the sacred sanctuary of the House of Aten, I guide fellow seekers on a journey of enlightenment and understanding, drawing from the wellspring of ancient wisdom. Our gatherings are profound explorations into the depths of truth, meticulously deciphered through the lens of ancestral artifacts and profound teachings bestowed upon us by the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. My commitment to the pursuit of wisdom extends beyond the confines of our weekly gatherings. As a true-hearted follower and devoted of truth, I strive to embody the essence of Ma'at in all aspects of life, expressing unwavering love for my people. My soul resonates with the harmonious frequencies of the Meadow Nature. I stand as a loyal guardian of Ma'at, steadfastly defending the sacred principles that govern our existence within the House of Aten. Next, we have the mighty primordial thought 9 is a seeker of divine wisdom, the wisdom with universal structure, the wisdom that remains the same from every perspective, the wisdom that adapts to any interaction, the wisdom that creates silence, the wisdom that sustains the House of Aten. Next, we have the mighty scribe Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti is a teacher of knowledge, a spoken word artist, a creator, awakening the sleepers, and healing the chosen ones through sound vibrational tone and conscious thought. He's the Sab, the wisdom door opener, and the lead organizer of the House of Aten. And our presenter for the night is the mighty Menkhu Ara Meri Maat. He's a student of the master teacher, the Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, and a follower of Ma'at. Menkhu Ara is the Heb, the festivities organized at the House of Aten, cultural enlightenment advisor and teacher, developer of the pathways of awakening. He's a director and producer of documentaries, a researcher of ancient civilization, and a researcher of the knowledge of spells. Welcome everybody to the House of Aten Study Guide Sundays. Peace and love, great brothers.
Peace and love.
Otep, how's my sound? I ain't asked before I started. I just went in.
You sound good, brother. Fantastic.
Good. Otep, there's a lot of buttons over here. I got a lot of different things, little machines and different, I don't know. I'm trying to up my technology game, but I've had this little piece of equipment for a minute and I'm just learning how to work it now. So I
We're
got
gonna call you the button god.
Yeah. I'm working on that. It's a process, great brothers. It's good to see you, brothers, man. I had a great day. I was with the family at the beach with the children. The young life. We in that good water, soaking up that raw. It's beautiful, man. Good to see you, brothers. Definitely looking forward to your presentation, Menkhu Ara. How you feeling, great brother?
Hotep Hinu, I'm feeling wonderful. I feel better if I was in that Florida weather, you know what I mean?
Hey. Yeah, I had a great day.
It's not bad here. We got a storm. We had a little quick storm last night, but it didn't last long. Places like an hour away from me got I think a T100 plus tornado, but everything's good. Everything's beautiful.
That's what's up, brother. Definitely looking forward to this presentation you got going on, because definitely the standard bearers. Nukpu say that's that Florida life. Yeah, it's beautiful down here. Even when it's a storm, it still is. It come through real quick, and it could rain down here, and then 10 minutes later it's just good to go. I mean, it could come down. 10 minutes later it's dry like it never rained. So Nukpu said, how you feeling, great Ani, great brother? How you feeling?
I'm feeling excellent, great brother. For asking. I'm feeling excited for this class and what the great brother is going to bring forth. I love the title. I love the topic. And yeah, I'm excited for this. So peace and love to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you for being here with us live. Hinu to everyone who's watching on the playback. Hotep and Hinu to all of you. Make sure everyone hits the like button on the way in. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're coming across this for the first time. And hit the notification bell, set it to all, so you always are notified when we have classes, because we don't always just go live on Sunday. When the Karoo wants to present a class, you want to be able to receive that notification. So make sure your notifications are on. But yes, I'm feeling well. Too for asking, great brother. Primordial Thought 9, are you there?
Primordial Thought here in the Puat. Yeah, I was talking to Shantae about coming forth for the class. She was like, "Yeah, we gotta put something together." I said, "Yeah, they looking forward to what you got." Then she got shy. I said, "Don't worry, we'll work together. We always work together anyway, She was very instrumental in my early presentation. So we got some great ideas. We ain't start cooking yet, but I put it out there. So, I said, Saba said, you gotta represent. You gotta show forth. Saba said it. You gotta represent. So soon. What's good, great brother?
What's up, great brother? Primordial Thought 9, how you feeling?
Oh, feeling great. We doing good, man. Just hey, this ain't no Florida weather where I'm at, but it's like 103 out here right now, man. So it's a beautiful day, but at the same time, man, you in and out the house. You're gonna go right outside, take out that trash really quick, and get right back in that house, man, because it'll drain you out here. But we doing good, man. Family's good. Taking it day by day, man. Ready for Menkhu's wonderful presentation. Definitely excited and ready to start this, man. How y'all feeling?
Feeling accurate, great brother. Gabby. Well, peace to Gabby and great brother Tef from Kemat. I'm excited that that seed has been planted. I'm excited for a Shantae class. If we need to do it on Rumble, I know she likes to she go in. So
Yes, listen. You know, I'm gonna tell you how it came up, right? So I was going through and just organizing, you know, stuff on the laptop and the computer, because you know it build up. If you don't organize it, you know, your classes, your research, it build up. So I was deleting some stuff from some old classes, and she recognized it, and she was like, "Yeah, once we get these certifications, because we've been working on some things, some personal stuff, you know, as far as career wise." So she's like, "Yeah, once we finish doing what we're doing, we gotta, you know, put some presentation together." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. Like they waiting on you." She was like, "No, I can't do that." I'm like, "Listen, are you serious?" I said, "If the brothers knew," and I say it, but if people truly knew, and you know what, I can't even say that because, like I said yesterday on the panel, right? This is about family. Saba is building families, and we all family here. So, you know, the amount of support that Gabby give you, Primordial Thought, we can't even imagine the type of support that you get. I need to be able to bring forth what you get. We can't even imagine that. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing. The support that I get, you know, and what she contributes is, you know, it's incredible. So, you know, it's really not hard. It's just, you know, it's just working past that initial, I don't know what it is, fear or whatever it is, but, you know, it's definitely in the works, brother. So that seed definitely been planted, and we're going to bring it, you know, we're going to bring it forth. You know, it might not look like a solo bolo, whatever, you know, we might tag team it. We might, you know, come out as a tag team. I don't know. It just depends on how comfortable she feel or whatever, you know, but we're going to bring forth though, because that's what we're doing. We building brick by brick. Y'all know what we're doing over here. So it's definitely seed being planted, great brother.
Well, yes, we're excited for that. We're definitely excited for that. So, yeah, Shanti, go ahead and start putting your notes. Get your little notepad, start taking notes what you want to bring forth, and let the great brother know. And you know, we'll put it on the calendar.
Yep.
So,
Drop Dead Gorgeous. I don't know. That's just a title. I got it now. I don't know. That's a title in my Eve. So y'all already know we get the channel shut down. I ain't trying to do that, so we might have to do that Rumble situation. We'll see.
absolutely. So, Hotep Hinu to everyone. Peace and love. Anu, the great moderator. This great brother here is the one who will be posting all of the links to the different platforms that we have. So he's going to be the one to make sure everyone has a bridge to most of the things that we speak about here. So Hinu to you, great brother, Anu, and his lovely mate, Antu, Tua, H-O-A, Ku, Simu, M, Maat, Per, Bet, Sin, Isbet. Thank you, HOA, with the key, blue heart, door, and wing. Thank you, HOA, the shining ones who live upon right and truth without deceit. They abominate wickedness with a double key, heart, and door. Tua and Hinu. Antu is our one of our social media managers. So Tua and Hinu to Antu for all the works that you are doing on the social media side to help to get our classes out there. It's a beautiful thing. Seeing on the different platforms, different people coming in. There's so many people who are looking for information like this, but don't know that we exist because it's a growing process. So, you know, when we're on Instagram and she posts reels and, you know, certain reels will do extremely well and it'll bring in 15, 20 people to the platform, to the House of Aten now that weren't there prior because of what we're posting on social media. Same with TikTok and I know when it comes to social media, it can definitely be distracting for a lot of people. But if we want to grow and expand at faster rates, we definitely have to utilize social media. It's where everyone is. Me personally, you know, the only thing I've ever used it for was business purposes, you know, and it's great for that. So Hinu and Tua to Antu for all the works that you're doing to help help us grow and bring more eyes to the teaching. So Tua, we got the great brother Nukpu Ma'akaru Amun Ra, who says Ma'at, Hotep Natiru, Hotep. To you, we have the lovely Angela Gates, peace, love, and prosperity. Absolutely. Uncle Josh Seneb, Hotep Marie, peace and love to you. Angela Gates, thank you for being here with us. We have the wonderful Nefra Keperet, who says Hotep Marie with a pink heart. All right, and I will show some things here. houseofaten.org. Go and get your merch, right? We have all type of beautiful merch for everyone, right? You see on the inside, you got the House of Aten label. Tuan Hinu to everyone who's supporting the merch, as well as the items that we have, the notebooks. The notebooks that we have new designs coming. The tumblers, and looking at some other things as well. So Tuan Hinu, houseofaten.org. Everyone go and participate with what is taking place there, and so that way we know that we're bringing forth things that you all like. And of course, just keeping the frequency within the teachings of Ma'at here that we bring forth at the House of Aten. So houseofaten.org, go sign up. This is where you also can become a member to the House of Aten, known as the Karu, which is a very powerful tone. And let me show that just momentarily. For those who are watching, who may be new, and those who are watching on the playback, and you say, you know what, I like what these brothers are doing, I want to be a part of that. Go to houseofaten.org. Right here, it says join the House of Aten. Here, and there's 3 levels: Keru Ua, Keru Sin, and Keru Kemet. 1, 2, and 3. And depending on what you would like to contribute to the House of Aten and what you also would like to receive, this is where you choose your tier that you would like. And when you do so, every member who signs up here at the House of Aten, depending on which tier you choose, either gets 5, 10, or 15% off every single order that you make through the shop here. So if you're Keru Kemet, you'll get 15% off every single order, right? As you see here, very great. And you'll also gain access to the House of Aten membership right here, where there will be classes posted starting next month. There are debates that the great Saba Tehuti has had. And any future debates that we have, they will be posted here. And Ma'at Fundamental Fridays. This is a free class that I provide to the Karu that we have every single Friday. Now it used to be on Wednesdays, but now just recently transitioned to Friday. And it is a very powerful class. We go through the ancient Seba'it, and I teach on the ancient writings of wisdom brought forth by the scribes of Ma'at. And it's a very powerful class. So usually extends from an hour to 2 hours. And it's very powerful. So all Karu members have access to this. And as the great brother Nukpu said in the pod class last night, it would be great if we can have all the Karu members come to these classes, because one of the purpose of it and why I brought it forth was to assist with continuing to stay within the guidance of Ma'at. Every day when we're here, and you have to go out into the matrix and There's so many distractions. It's important that we keep our unks, our eyes, and our ears fed with Ma'at, and keep the wisdom literature, which are the guidance, in close proximity to the forefront of your consciousness, so you know how to maneuver in certain situations. So this is a very important class that is a Hotep offering that I give to the Karu. So take advantage of it. All right. So yes, Hotep Henu to all the great Karu and Meru, who are the supporters of the House of Aten. Our social media is here, our link tree, our Discord. Everyone, make sure you join the Discord if you're not a part of that yet. The great brother Menkhu Ara hosts monthly meetings on the Discord for the public, which is great. Also encourage everyone to come to those. You know, we're building up a community, and it's important that everyone participates in as much as possible with all that we bring forward. Because if not this, then what else? You know, because this, what we're building, this is the only thing that exists like this. And the purpose is to eliminate Isfet. And so when Ma'at comes forward with something, and you want to be a part of Ma'at and be a part of growth and expansion and all of what Ma'at brings, then it's important that you participate in everything that Ma'at brings forward. So Tuan Hinu to everyone who comes to the Discord community meetings that the great brother Menkhu Ara hosts as well. So follow us on all these platforms, TikTok as well. If you all do not have a TikTok, get one just to follow House of Aten, because we will also be going live on there, and it's going to be a different type of dynamic. You know, I'll be able to allow people to come up, and we'll have some discussions, bring forth some topics, and you know, we'll have some fun, have some discussions with some people, and you never know what may occur. So follow us on TikTok, and like I said, if you don't have one, just get one just to follow House of Aten. That's all I do. All my social platforms are I only see what I want to see. There's no Isfet on any of my social platforms. It's pure knowledge and information and nature and animals and sea life and beautiful things on my social media. So Tuan Hinu to everyone who follow us on these social platforms. And here is the donate section. We have a Cash App and PayPal, which is pinned to the top of the link. You'll see that, and I also will show that overlay. But for those who do not have Cash App or PayPal, you can support through the website here, which we take all major banking systems. You know, it doesn't, there's no limit. So if you do not have Cash App or PayPal, you can utilize this section here to send in a support as well. So go get your merch, your accessories, desk mats, very fire. I love the mats that I have, very powerful. And of course the ebooks. Great Sabbath Tehuti has 2 ebooks for those who are new. Make sure you also get these ebooks as well: Stepping Out of the Matrix and Melanin Dark Consciousness. All right, and I will stop showing the website here. And lastly, before we let the great brother go into his presentation, here is the Cash App and PayPal so everyone can see. Both of them are at House of Aten, or the $ House of Aten, or you can scan this QR code with your phone and it'll take you directly to the links. And we always show all of the support that comes through to give adoration to those who support this. Everyone within the Matrix supports Frito-Lay's. They support McDonald's, where they serve up other things. You know, people support Coca-Cola, that's giving you diabetes and sugar spikes. So support the knowledge and the information that's feeding your ba, that's teaching you how to become self-sustainable and follow the ancient teachings prior to the ISFET coming and doing what they do. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing for everyone who chooses to walk the path of Ma'at. So Hinu and Tua, and I'll show all support at the end of the great brother Menkhu Ara's class. So Tua, and if any of you great brothers have any announcements prior to the great brother going through, we can go ahead and go through those and pass it to Menkhu Ara Meri Maat, the head Ma'at festivities organizer of the House of Aten, bringing together the people. It's, hey, the great brother.
No, I'm good, great brother. It's on Menkhu. It's yours, good brother.
Wayne, Hotep, can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I can't hear myself. What's going on? Oh, there you go. Nah, I got nothing, great brother. Looking forward to the presentation.
Before I start, can y'all hear my AC in the background?
No,
Nah.
Clear.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, what about mine? Yeah, I hear mine. I got any distortion?
Sound good now.
Okay. All right, good.
All right, one last thing. We're gonna ask the Wi-Fi Natiru to be amongst us and great brother Menkhu Ara Meri Maat, so we can make it through the entire presentation without error. Dua.
Yeah. Hotep Hinu for that, great brother. Tua. I am ready.
You look real clear though, Menkhu. You look real clear, brother.
Tua, I don't know, like sometimes why I look blurry on Saba's podcast and on here I'll look clear. It's just technology is starting to not like me, and I think I take that as a compliment because technology messes with Saba a little bit as well. So it is what it is.
You got this, great brother.
To a hotel. Okay, we will start as we always do with adoration to the Netaru. Okay, let me find my joint. There it is. Yo, let's go.
Sakya
Peace, peace, Hotep. Welcome everyone to the house of Aten. The Netaru exists. My name is Menkhu Ara Meri Maat. And today, my presentation, we will be exploring the standard bearers. Hotep Hinu Tua to Ani Ptah for creating this magnificent thumbnail that you see. As you can see, the Netaru are standing on Ma'at. I will also be giving adoration to Tehuti. So let's begin. O Neter who loves Kamun, O letter writer of the ENNEAD, great one who dwells in come to me and give me counsel. Make me skillful in your calling. Better is your calling than any callings. It makes men great. He who masters it is found fit to hold office. I have seen many whom you have helped. They are now among the 30. They are strong and rich through your help. You are he who offers counsel. Fate and fortune are with you. Come to me and give me counsel. Come to me and give me counsel. I am a servant of your house. Let me tell of your valiant deeds, wheresoever I may be. Then the multitude will say, great are they, the deeds of Tehuti. Then they will come and bring their children. Please bring your children to assign them to your calling, a calling that pleases the Neb of strength. Happy is he who performs it. I also want to give adoration, praise, offering to the Netaru. I give an offering to Asar and Enku, that they may give a voice offering of bread, beer, 1,000 loaves of bread, 1,000 jugs of beer, 1,000 cows, 1,000 birds, 1,000 pieces of alabaster and linen cloth, and things all good and pure on which nature lives, to the Ka of the ancestors, the Netaru. So as you can see, and quite often when you see the Par-ee, the Netaru, the Neter, and Tameri, they are standing on what appears to be a block. That block is a standard. That standard is Ma'at. The followers of Ma'at, the Par-ee, the Netaru, were the standard bearers. In my share, we will explore who were the standard bearers and what were the standards that they upheld, which included to Pekka Mku, immortality, and out-of-body experiences. I believe the Meri, the love the followers of Ma'at have for the Netaru, for each other, for spirituality, for culture, for teaching and learning, gave birth to the standard for excellence and of excellence. What the followers of Ma'at were able to accomplish was not the result of struggle work. Consistency, yes. I believe they enjoyed all they were creating. And for any of you, I'm pretty sure these great brothers who are the leadership of the HOA, our master teacher, Tehuti, and also the other members of the House of Aten that have come forth and done presentations, and everybody in the House of Aten community, or even you just viewing this presentation, when you started to create something or you had a good idea, once it was starting to take shape, and when a masterpiece is being created, there's a level of joy that is felt when you know this is going to turn out well. Let me repeat that last part. When a masterpiece is being created, there is a level of joy that is felt when you know this is going to turn out well. I believe that the followers of Ma'at and Tameri infinitely felt that feeling. It was because they were so imbued and intermeshed with everything that they were doing. I believe that they felt an extreme amount of happiness, joy, accomplishment that one day I hope to feel and achieve. I have on a small scale, but I'm still a work in progress, and expansion is the goal. Nothing is impossible, and all that the Neteru experience is why I am here. That is the goal. So I have this image, this illustration of the standard bearers. I'm gonna make this bigger where you all can see it. Oh, actually, I'm looking at the stream and it looks pretty good. I still will make it bigger so you all can see it more clearly. And so after my presentation, I invite any of the House of Aten folks to come up and build and talk about this ranking system. Our master teacher, Tehuti, often talks about the ranking system in Tameri, and he talks about the unity in Tameri, and he talks about the difference between being a follower of Ma'at and Kemet, and what the follower, or not the followers, the conscious community talks about. It's a different conversation. So as it pertains to the standard bearers, this illustration and my share will do a little bit of a deep dive into the standard bearers. I think our master teacher, Tehuti, speaks on this, Ptah speaks on this, but I haven't really seen anyone delve into this particular subject. And so with the help of the Neteru, I want to do this justice. I love your participation in the chat. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you all can see it. And so much of recently my inspiration and what's on my radar, which is my consciousness, is the Septepi. Although I did a presentation on the Septepi, I'm not really done with that. I'm still kind of trying to stay in that energy of really delving into the Septepi. And so As you all know, everyone is familiar with the term the pharaoh. And so I'm going to just say these terms, but as we get into the presentation, we'll get into more meta-netter. And so you all are extremely intelligent light beings, high level of consciousness, and some of this is not new information for you. But once we get into some of the aspects of these standard bearers, I think it makes for a good conversation to have after the presentation. Excuse me. So you all know of the PHARAOHs. You all know of the nobles, or maybe not. We'll go a little bit deeper in the nobles. And then you all know I did a presentation on the priest and the high priest. If you haven't seen that presentation, I did a little bit of a dive into the high priest, which I want to hear and learn more about the high priest and all of these standard bearers. Next on this illustration is the governors, the priests again, and a little bit of the doctors. And our master teacher always touches on all these things in various ways. And so this is my attempt to kind of go into the standard bearers a little bit more, to give them adoration and for us to understand more about the culture and how the culture and the spirituality and the ranking system, how everything was connected, how everything worked together in unity and harmony. And next on this list is the artists and the craftsmen were standard bearers. And the level, I think people, for me, I feel like a lot of the conversations that I hear about the Neteru and the scribes, the artists, and the craftsmen is we look at the sculptures, we look at the meta-netter on the walls of the temples and the akus and the mers. We see the tombs, and we see the beautiful masterpieces that were put together that the Neteru were in as they traversed into the Neterkert. But I don't think, for me, I still am trying to fully absorb and embrace the masterpiece and the craftsmanship that it took for them to be able to pull off and create some of the things that they were able to do. It's very easy to look at it and be like, oh, that's nice. No, these are the highest levels of art. And so I'm starting to have a deeper appreciation for the art and for the scribes. And I don't want to spoiler alert myself, but we're going to get into administration too, and what it means to be a scribe, because there's different levels of priests, there's different levels of scribes, and we're going to delve in that too. And then also the standard bearers, of course, were the soldiers, the warriors, the leaders, the commanders of the armies that protected Tameri. And then there's the farmers and the townspeople. And so we're gonna delve into all of this in my presentation and my share. So hopefully I'll be able to captivate you all with my share. So this is not new information to you all. of the part EE, because our master teacher teaches on the part EE. If you have not, I'm pretty sure you all have seen the Tehuti pod class. If you have not yet witnessed the phenomenon, which is Tehuti and the Tehuti pod class, you are in for a treat. The master teacher is exactly that. He is a powerful energy. I will say that. He is a extremely powerful energy. So Saba teaches and touches on the part EE, and in the meta netter we see the part E is the great house, the palace, the pharaoh. Make this a little bigger. The part EE, the pharaoh, was one of the most important and powerful people in ancient Tameri society. They were the head of the Tameri society, in charge of the army to run. They also helped with running the economy, to be the chief priest, and to act as the government of the country. The people believed the part EE was descendant from Ra, the sun god, and that he was a netter on earth. And as we know, when we learn about the Septepi, the power of the beings that were in Tameri were definitely on a different level, on a supreme divine level. So next we're going to delve into the nobles. Make this a little bit bigger where you all can see it. So the nobles are very interesting too. And you will see in my share, there's a lot of crossover, and some of the standard bearers, some of their positions overlapped. I believe that because the part EE, the Neteru, were so beyond talented, because they were supreme divine beings, they could do it all. And so they didn't just do one thing. So a lot of the part EEs, a lot of the Neteru had multiple roles, or described as multiple things, like Tehuti. Tehuti was, I think a lot of the part EE, the Neteru, had endless capabilities and were doing multiple things simultaneously. So the nobles ran the provinces of Tameri and made the local laws. This job was passed down through families. Nobles in Tameri society were related to the pharaoh, the priests, the scribes, the doctors, and the lawyers, or important military personnel. Many of the nobles were overseers of the lands worked by, I really don't like the word peasants, but we'll just, whatever. It is what it is for this description. And so the EE and part EE has a lot of descriptions. And so this is from E.A. Wallace Budge dictionary and the Meta Netter. The EE was the great, the grand, the mighty, the important, the noble, lofty, weighty, chiefs. And then there you see Tehuti's name right there, the thrice great. And then once again, we have the great netter as opposed to a little netter. And then you said nobles of the palace, the very great netters. And we scroll down. The EE was a great person, the chief, the officer, the governor, and the noble. And so we know that Tehuti was an extremely powerful supreme being that was doing multiple things amongst the Neteru. So I really want to get into the priest and the doctors. And Saba did a breakdown on this. So for a lot of you in the House of Aten are familiar with Saba breaking down words, right? And it did not dawn on me, I think not this last class by Saba, but I believe in the previous class, Saba shared with us, or he shared with me, a doctor. This is when he was talking about the dentist. Yes, in that class. And Saba presented to us a doctor who I was not familiar with. And so we know that the physician, the doctor, can administer prescriptions, right? And for medicine, right? Which is a powerful position. I'm kind of like a little embarrassed to admit this, but I never put minister together with administer. So when I think of administration, most people think of, you all are geniuses, smarter than me. Maybe you were able to put that together. But when I think of administration, I think of a person in an office that is doing paperwork, right? But these people are very smart because they do the planning, right? They're planners. They have a lot of power, right? So administration worked for high executives. And so it wasn't until I was putting together the share that I put the two together. And then when people think of ministers, for me, when I think of a minister, I think of a preacher in a church. And so as we will see in the share of the Meta Netter, we have the Wab Nusut, which is the royal officer, the royal surgeon, the royal doctor. So the doctor is definitely a standard bearer. And then we have the Mena Hepu, which is to administer laws, to enforce laws. And then we have the Smen Usur, which is a title of a priest. And in my previous share, I talked a little bit about the chief lector. The chief lector is the highest ranking lector priest in a temple. The chief lector priest, managed by the temple's archives of ritual texts. The term for a chief lector priest is the Hari Heb Hari Tepi, was so closely associated with magic that in late Tameri language, the shortened form Hari Tepi became a general term for magician. And so the magician and the doctor and the priest and the administrator, all of these standard bearers, these positions are kind of intertwined. But I really love that I was able to put the two together with the minister and administration. And so the administrator is also a scribe, right? There's different levels of scribes, right? And we have very powerful scribes in the house of Aten, our master teacher, Saba Tehuti, and Ani Ptah. And I'm a little bit of a scribe too. Some of you all don't know this about me, but and working with nonprofits and doing various works, I've had quite a bit of success in writing grants and conceptualizing community programs and youth programs. And with nonprofits, there's various ways you can raise funds for community work and for youth work. And one of those ways is writing grants, because with a nonprofit agency, you have what is a 501c3, which makes your organization tax exempt. So if you are able to put together good proposals and write grants, that is one of the ways that nonprofits are able to get funding for the charitable work that they're doing. So I didn't know it, but a little bit of scribe work and working with nonprofits and writing grants. And so next in the standard bearers are the craftsmen and the artists and the craftsmen. This is awesome on the stream. This looks way clearer than on my laptop. I think I need to get a new laptop. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so you all can see it. I can see it better and read it. So as you can see, here are some of the tools over here on this side of the craftsman. And so these particular tools, the fine spot for this is the tomb of Ani. And so this reads, adze were used by woodworkers for cutting and trimming rough wooden planks and shaping and smoothing wooden surfaces. They thus acted both as carving knives and as planes, neither of which was known to the Tamerians in the tomb of Meri. Carpenters can be seen using adze for smoothing planks, shaping furniture legs, and carving the elements of an open work shrine. After the initial carving of an object, a fine finish would be given to the wood with some sort of abrasive stone rubber or scraper. So many times we look at sculptures, we look at artwork in the so many beautiful temples in Tameri, but we don't know the tools, right? We are not familiar with the tools that they use to create the masterpieces that they created. I'm like, this is where it's, you know, starting to really become me, right? Because I'm so much more curious of beyond the surface, right? So as we are growing in Ma'at and having more love for the spirituality and the culture, you want to get beyond the surface. I am wanting to know way more than I knew even a week ago. So it's a beautiful thing to really get into the deep dive. And now I'm really wanting something that may not, you know, be possible. Maybe, you know, I can with kind of not being bound by the physical. And I want to see the artists and the craftsmen getting busy, like actually doing the work is a desire of mine. Because I really love working with creatives. I really love working with artists. And that has been a lot of what my journey has been. And I hope Ani Ptah appreciates this, because this is from the tomb of Ani. And this, oh man, I really love what they call sarcophagus, whatever. I really love this work on this image. And I wanted to share the video. There's a video that I have. Maybe I'll share it next time. But this artwork on here, I don't even call this artwork. This is priestly work right here. So for the netter that is going to traverse into the netter into the next realm, they did this justice. And so the netter on here is so beautiful. And I love how the hands are placed on the djed. Like this is a masterpiece for me. Like, I really love this piece. And during the build afterward, I will share which netter this is with you all. This is something that I recently newly discovered. And so we know a lot about the scribe, the standard bearer of the scribe, this position, because we are extremely lucky to have scribes in our community, in our family here at the House of Aten. So this is just a small description of what a scribe is and what a scribe does. So only a small percentage of ancient Tamerians could write. So the government, economy, and spiritual system depended on this group of educated men. The most important role was collecting and recording taxes. Scribes were highly respected in Tameri. And we know and see the evidence and know the importance of the scribe, because they gave us such a beautiful and powerful inheritance, because they recorded things. They were the record keepers. They were tirelessly always recording so much of what was happening during that time. They were not chilling like that. For how long the civilization of Tameri lasted and everything that was happening during that time, to be amongst the divine supreme beings, they were seeing some stuff, right? What we call miracles was like regular to them, but they knew that it was important. I don't know how they knew it was important, but like now what is kind of making sense, but not to compare. I am having this conflict too. I just wanted to share this little tidbit. Like, it is really strange, right? I'm one of the elders in age wise in the House of Aten. Like, I'm up there in age. And so I lived in an era, not like it was super long ago, but for some of you, it was super long ago. But I lived in an era where when we went to concerts, you didn't see everybody with their cell phone out, right? And so it's a weird thing to me. I know, like, if I see one of my favorite artists performing, I'm probably gonna record it. But I don't know what this thing is I'm having with, maybe it's so many cell phones. Everybody's having their cell phones out recording the performance. I don't know. Sometimes it's weird to me because I grew up in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and we got to just really enjoy the concert. And so I definitely know the benefit and the power of cell phones. It's definitely a very powerful weapon. But recently, I don't know who I was watching in concert, but it was definitely to see so many cell phones with the lights on recording kind of bugged me out a little bit. Anyways, back to the scribe, right? As you know, that which has been taught by our great Ani Ptah, Aten Tehuti, about the sesh, right? But what I love about this definition, as you will see, there were levels to the scribes. And what I love about this definition under this description of scribe is the sesh. And look what it says. Of course, it says writer and it says scribe, but I love that it has designer in here. And so when we think about our master teacher, Saba Tehuti, answering questions, and he puts together a whole ebook, a whole PDF, a whole movie, when he answers the questions, that is designing, right? And so to make the parallel, what I was saying about the technology and the cell phone, and now we have the laptops, the digital scribe gets to design and write in this era, utilizing the technology in a powerful way. And as we know, our great Ani Ptah designs his own EP covers. He's designing t-shirts. He's designing all the merch on the website. And he designed a very powerful portal for the House of Aten, the website, and so much of what we see, the intro for the House of Aten, Sunday study stream. Ani Ptah is definitely a designer. Our master teacher, Saba Tehuti, is a designer. So I love this description because some people, when they think of a scribe, they're just thinking of the paintings on the walls, which are a big deal. But of course, there's more than that. So that's the beautiful thing about the meta netter. It gives you the full essence of the culture and the spirituality. So here's another description of a scribe that I really love. The Sesh Hetep Netter, the scribe of the offerings made to the Netter, the Netteru, registrar of the ecclesiastical revenues. I could not wait to say ecclesiastical for you all. And then when we think of the scribe, as we are learning in the standard bearer, is an accountant as well, and dealing with financing and money. And it says the scribe of the revenues of all the Netteru. So this is powerful too, because here we go again when we thinking about the administration, right? When we're thinking about scribe and we're thinking about administration, we have to include the lawyer, the accountant, the executive, the CEO, right? The CFO, people that are running Fortune 500 companies are administrators. They're ministers. They may not be ministers as we think of them as the church, in the church, but they are doing some high level work. And this is why I wanted to do this share on the standard bearers, because the standard bearers are holding very powerful positions and are doing some extremely powerful work. the soldier. And so for those who don't know, I have a huge adoration for, this is Thutmose, but this is Tehuti Most III, the famed warrior king of ancient Tameri, who our master teacher has taught the whole concept and the idea for David in the Bible and Christianity is taken from Tehuti Most, which is the most successful, undefeated warrior king, commander of the army of Tameri in his era of rulership. Just like our master teacher Tehuti in debates undefeated. Same thing here with Tehuti Most, who was not debating, he was getting busy. His netter axe, there should always be golden netter axes around him when we speak of Tehuti Most III. So I'm going to read this description of soldier, a very powerful standard bearer. And so the main role of the soldier was to defend Tameri under its commander-in-chief, the Par'ii, and if he fought good, he would receive some of the enemy's goods and cattle. The career in the army was the only way an uneducated man could improve his family's place in society. When he or she retired, he was granted land and livestock. And so a meta-netter word for soldier, warrior, fighter is the sekur. And another term for soldier, a runner, or an efficient soldier is the her. And in one of the Monday Magic classes that our teacher, master teacher Saba Tehuti taught us, one of the terms is the mak. The mak kamet is another term for a warrior. So we're going to transition a little bit, go a little bit of a different direction. Ask for a little bit of participation in the chat. Can anyone name the 3 institutions where people are inducted to commemorate their so-called great accomplishments? Can anybody name all 3, 1 or 2 of the institutions that are popular in our country? I don't know if other countries have it. Kind of a big deal in so-called United States. Yes, Angela Gates says the Hall of Fame. Nuku Nook said school. Yes, the Hall of Fame is one. There's 2 more. 2 more. Anybody want to participate? The Grammy Awards? Any other guests? Institutions where people think sports, right? Okay, sports, yeah, you got that sports, but celebrities as well. There's these institutions that were created where if you were like the best of the best, they would induct you, commemorate your accomplishments in these places. Let's get into it. The Hall of Fame is one. Angela Gates said, I do know about the stars on the Sidewalks, yes, that's another one. Angela Gates, ding, 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 ding. The Walk of Fame, right? Yes, that is another one. Yes, Nook, the Guinness Book of World Records is another one as well. Hotep Hinu, to the chat for your participation. So we're going to get into where did the inspiration for these institutions come from. And so here we have E.A. Wallace Budge, Meta Netter Word, the Menkhu Ara Maat, which is the right lintel of the Hall of MAATI. So we have the Hall of Fame, the Wall of Fame, or the Walk of Fame is for a list of individuals, achievements, or other entities usually chosen by a group of electors to mark their excellence or fame in their field. In some cases, these halls of fame consist of actual halls or museums that enshrines the honorees What did they enshrine these honorees with? Sculptures, plaques, and displays of memorabilia and general information regarding the inducted recipients, noteworthy people, and their achievements and contributions. Okay. Sometimes the honorees' plaques may instead be posted on the wall, hence the Wall of Fame, or inscribed on a sidewalk, as in a Walk of Fame, the Walk of Stars, of Avenues of Fame. In other cases, the Hall of Fame is more figurative and consists of a list of names of noteworthy people and their achievements and contributions. The lists are maintained by an organization or community, which may be national, state, local, or private. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Y'all see where I'm going with this? So let's go back a little bit. Oxford says the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay. So let me just go back a little bit. So we have, think about this, okay? The hall, the wall, or Walk of Fame is a list of individuals, achievements, or other entities usually chosen by a group of electors to mark their excellence or fame in their field. In some cases, these halls of fame consist of actual halls or museums that enshrine the honorees with sculptures, plaques, and displays of memorabilia. Okay. Noteworthy. The inducted recipients, noteworthy people, and their achievements and contributions, right? Sometimes the honorees plaque may instead be posted on a wall, hence a Wall of Fame, the Walk of Stars, or Avenue of Fame. In other cases, the Hall of Fame is more figurative and consists of a list of names of noteworthy people and their achievements and contributions. The lists are maintained by an organization or community. It may be national, state, local, or private. Chat, who, what, and where might the Hall of Fame, the Walk of Fame, the Wall of Fame concept originate? Where do you all think they originate? Yes. Yes, Nukuna. Yes, Angela Gates. Anybody familiar with this image? Yes, Nukuna, home. I cannot wait for my visit back home. I had a thought. I don't want it to slip. I was going to say something. Who, what, and where might the Hall of Fame concept originate? Yes, and two. I had a thought. I hope it comes back to me. Make this a little bigger where you all can see it. Oh man, it's so clear on the stream. Looks beautiful. Can you all see what that says at the bottom? It says this image right here. The Hall of Judgment. This is the tomb of Horemheb. The Hall of Judgment. Standard bearers were no joke. And so, of course, we got to go into Heru, the chapter of entering into the Hall of Maati. Praise Asar, Kinti Amenti, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. The Neteru is no joke. So I'm gonna read plate 30 for you. Oh man, this looks so good on the stream. I need a new laptop. So this reads, chapter of entering into the Hall of the Double Maati. Re in Usert Mati Tua Asar Kinti Amentet Tet and Asar an Ani Makaru I na Ma'a Neferu Ka Aui A M Au A N. Chapter of entering into the Hall of Double Maati, a hymn of praise to Asar, the dweller in Amentet, saith Asar, the scribe, Ani, triumphant I have come, advancing to see thy beauties, Neferuka. My two hands are held up in acclamation of I'm looking at my TV because I'm watching the stream and I can see it better on the stream. Rin ka ma'ati na a an Kepper as an mis setet an kemen setu asur aset seta tetet henna sut. Thy name righteous I have come advancing, not hath come into existence the ash tree, not hath been produced the shint tree, not hath created the ground the asur plants. Now I have entered into the place of hidden things. I have spoken with soots. Himin a Tekin a Hebs Hara F Guru Kets Seta a F Ak F Per Asar a F Ma'a F Seta Inti F A Tata Ant Sebket. My friend hath entered to me, clothing his face, falling down upon the things which are hidden. He hath entered into the house of Asar. He hath seen the hidden things which are in it, are the divine chiefs of the pylons. Menkhu Tetan Anpu An Tesua F Kuru Se Tameri Amf Reku Reckon Natan Tima and Atep Kue Sinsenat Sti FM U Ten Tet F and Nuk Asar and Ani Makaru Hetep Makaru in the form of beautified spirits have spoken Anubis on both sides of him with the word of a man at his coming from Tamara. He knoweth our paths and our towns. Offerings are made to me. I smell his smell as one of you. Said he to me, I am Asar the scribe. Ani, triumphant in peace, triumphant. I have come, or I na au ma netaru Iu Ankh Im Ketepet Anu Kasu Ana Taru Ba Neb. I have come advancing to see the Netaru great, and I live upon the offerings which eat their doubles. I have been to the borders of the ram Neb of the Teta F that I the Teta Ta F per M Benu the Teta Na M a true Uten M Netter Centra Sim M Sentet M Kuru Un Na M Abtu M Per Setet Au Sema Na Ua in Ptah Ana. Tattoo, he granted that I might come forth as a Benu bird, that I may speak. I have been in the water of the river. I have made offerings with incense. I have made my way by the shet tree of the children. I have been in Abydos, in a temple of Setet. I have submerged the boats of my enemies. Angela Gates said, Menkhu, you're better than me. Great job reading. Netter, netter. Inu Hotep, great sister. Tua. Ta kau se'em neshmet ma'a na sahu kim an em tetu sekeru na'a ta na'a sekem neter em rets if nad em per tepi 2f ma'a na'a kinti neter het ani akat kau I have sailed forth upon the lake in the Neshim boats. I have seen the noble ones of Kim I have been in Tatu, and I have brought myself to silence. I have placed the images of the Netzer upon his 2 feet. I have been with her Tep 2f, and I have seen the dweller in the divine abode. I have entered in. Per Asar, Kefa, and Netu, and Enti, Aud. Per Asar, I have draped myself in the apparel of him who is there. Ak, K'o, Na, Re, Sta'u, Ma'a, and Seta, Inti, Amen, Nad, Kim, Nad, Tek, Aua, Ha, Ka, In, Au, Aruts, If, Ebs, Na, Inti, Au, Ta, and Anta, and Emet, the new. I have entered into the Rasta, and I have seen the hidden things which are there. I was hidden, but I found a passage. I have entered into An, Arutz, F, and I have put on the clothes which are there over my nakedness. Hath been given to me Anta Ungent of woman with the earth. Who set the standard? Who are the standard bearers? So much has been inspired by the standard bearers, the Netaru, the followers of Ma'at, the creators of Tameri, all the things that are at the top so much of it comes from our ancestors. So I wanted to share that. And if you go to Wikipedia and you put in Hall of Fame, there is an endless number of how many Hall of Fames there are in America. There's so many. I didn't even add that into my share. This is a national thing of what the Hall of Judgment, the in Peru, and what we created, and our lifestyle, our spiritual practice, our creativity has influenced the world. And so I'm going to read from this book in answering the question, who set the standard? Hotep Henu to Atefrim Kim, who shared some books with me early on when we were teachings of Ma'at, early in our development of what we're building here. We share books and resources with each other so that we can equip ourselves and expand in the leadership. So this is one of the books that the great brother shared with me. And I think I read from this book previously, but it is fitting that I'm going to read from this book, Ma'at, The Moral Idea and Ancient Tameri, a study in classical African ethics, so-called Africa, Tameri. So yeah, Tua again, Atef, for sharing this for me. And this shares, in this book, if y'all really into books, y'all want to be friends with, y'all need to make friends with Atef, because he's got a lot of books when it comes to Tameri and Ma'at for people in the house of Aten. So this is a couple paragraphs, couple pages I'm going to read from. And in this book is interesting because in the midst of the paragraphs, there's they have the sources in here. So I won't read the sources. You all can go back and if you want to source the sources that they share, you can do that. But I'm going to just read. This is some descriptions of Ma'at, which is the standard. The followers of Ma'at were the standard bearers. The oldest source of the category of Ma'at as a moral concept of practice is the Aku text. Ma'at evolves in these texts in a context of a theology at whose center the king is firmly fixed. In such a context, Ma'at becomes a means of defining the activities, aspirations, and justifications of the king. Ma'at is poised as a divine spirit before Ra and behind him. The king is engaged with Ma'at in several basic ways. First, he is said in the text to have brought Ma'at with him as a doer of Ma'at indeed. Unas comes forth as a doer of Ma'at that he might bring it being with him. This going forth and bringing Ma'at is repeated in the pyramid text 323 and becomes a fundamental way of offering Ma'at. Also, as Teeter, 1997, 49 FL points out, the verbs SR cause us to ascend. Think, offer, and ridii or di gives are also used in various texts. It seems clear that the king brings and offers Ma'at so that he might be justified before heaven and earth. Thus he says, O you who ferry across the righteous boatless, I am deemed righteous in heaven and on earth. This is the pyramid text. A claim to have had no accusers among humans, animals, or birds is also made. This concern with vindication is central to Maatians' ethics and culminates in the New Kingdom and the Book of Coming Forth by Day, especially in chapter 125 in the DOV and in general theology of judgment and justification as discussed below in chapter 4. Finally, the king is posed in the pyramid text as one who appears and acts like Ra. In one utterance, the text says, may you shine as Ra. Does that remind you all of anything that our great brother, Primordial Thought 9, definitely has as an utterance that he uses often? Repressing wrong and causing Ma'at to stand behind Ra. But perhaps the most definitive expression of the king's acting like Ra is that he puts Ma'at in the place of Isfet. It's opposite. As the text says, heaven is at peace, earth is in joy, for they have heard the king has set right in the place of wrong. In pyramid text 1775, and Unas has come forth on the island of fire. Unas has set Ma'at in the place of Isfet. Pyramid text 265. This putting of Ma'at in the place of Isfet, or replacing evil with good, is fundamental to both royal and later general, we don't use the word human, responsibility. We'll say beings or deity responsibility. Thus, the pyramid text established the basis of moral justification. For the text says the king wishes to be justified by what he has done. And what he has done is Ma'at, or again, put Ma'at in the place of Isfet. I haven't been able to look at the chat much, but Nupunuk is definitely representing as always. So what is this? Who is this? You all familiar with these people? Look familiar to you? The names are at the bottom. Let's get a little chat participation. And also count. How many of them are there? How many of them do you see? You all familiar with these people? No? This is no. Well, I see what you. Okay, I see what you did, Nupunuk. I see what you did. Anybody familiar with these folks? Who they are? What they represent? What they're called? Andrew said, "I see 9 people." Yes. Nupunuk says, "I don't know who that is." Okay, this is yeah. Anu said, "This is." I think that's Tefrim Kim says judges, correct, and Anu says the Supreme Court or something like that. Yes, Angela Gates says Supreme Court. Excuse me. And she says, I don't know who they are. This is the Supreme Court of the United States of America and to the republic to which it stands. Sorry about the funny voice. Not my Supreme Court. But yes, this is the United States Supreme Court. How are Supreme Court justices selected? The president nominates someone for a vacancy on the court, and the Senate votes to confirm the nominee. Excuse me, which requires a simple majority. In this way, both the executive and legislative branches of the federal government have a voice in the composition of the Supreme Court. Not my Supreme Court. Why did the United States decide to have a Supreme Court? The Supreme Court plays a very important role in our constitutional system of government. First, as the highest court in the land, it is the courts of the last resort for those looking for justice. Second, due to its power of judicial review, it plays an essential role in assuring that each branch of government recognizes the limit of its own power. Third, it protects civil rights and liberties by striking down laws that violate the Constitution. Finally, it sets appropriate limits on democratic government by ensuring that popular majorities cannot pass laws that harm and or take undue advantage of unpopular minorities. Really? Okay. Well, that's not working. I lost my place. Talking spicy. Oh, there it is. In essence, it serves to ensure that the changing views of a majority do not undermine the fundamental values common to all Americans: freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and due process of law. So, I'll make this bigger. As we can see, the beautiful netters, netterus standing on Maat all over Tameri. And we have some metal netter here. The chief of the living, Asar, the Hari, Tepi, Nahu. The Hari Tepi, who is upon one having authority over the chief, the headman, the master. The Marith, Arif, whenever he likes, he does. A name of the supreme netter. This complex name is expanded in the pyramid text. They want to be like the Netteru so bad. So I want to share a little bit of etymology of these words. And Ani Ptah said something so powerful to me. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I think we were having a conversation about one of the songs on this EP. But he said a phrase, and I don't want to coin it. I'm going to let him coin it. But I'll remind him after my share. He said something so profound that has definitely impacted me in a very positive way. Maybe he'll share it with you all. I'll try and give him some hint or text him what I'm speaking of. And if he wants to speak on it, it would be great, because he is on a whole nother level, like our master teacher Sabatuti, when it comes to these tones, these words, these spells, and how we are being manipulated by this Greek language that is not the English language. Okay. So here's the etymology for supreme: the highest, sometimes literal, but especially highest in authority, holding the highest place in power. I'm going to skip down a little bit. Let me use my arrow. We'll just go to the next paragraph. The general sense of most extreme, greatest possible. The noun meaning person having power, in reference to the Neter, the supreme. Supreme being. Neter is attested from Supreme Court. It's from 1689. It's from 1689, and the Neteru existed BC. In the French history, the festival of the Supreme Being, June 8th, 1794, was instituted by Robespierre to replace the worship of reason. Oh, this is a little crazy. And we know the French were definitely played a part in the slave trade. So we know how they get down. So we have more meta-netter. To expand our consciousness and our tones that we use, frequencies, vibrations that we use. The Neb Ma'at, Lord of Law, a netter or a man whose actions are in accordance with physical or moral law. I love how Saba also broke down last night the meaning of physical and physics. So yes, the Neb Ma'at. Over the course of more than 3,000-year-old history, ancient Smawi Tawi worshipped a plethora of Neteru. Various Tamerians cities gave birth to influential Neteru that went on to dominate the landscape, shaping not just the political environment, but also the economic and social infrastructure. One such group of ancient Neteru that wielded tremendous influence across the length and breadth of Tameri was the ENNEAD, also known as the Great ENNEAD, a group of 9 Neteru. How many Supreme Court judges were there? The ENNEAD were some of the most worshipped deities in all of ancient Tameri. Monuments such as tekens, temples, and shrines were erected primarily on the banks of the Nile in order to pay the utmost reverence to those 9 Neteru. Busted. So here we have the Great ENNEAD. Make this bigger where you all can see, and I can see it too. And you all are already familiar with the Great ENNEAD. No new information, but it's good to have consistency and to reiterate. The Neteru, our ancestors. So there's Atum, there's Shu, there's Tefnu, there's Geb, there's Nut, there is Asar, there is Aset, there is Set, and there is Neptet, who you all are familiar with. But also, of course, you all know, for the Turin Papyrus, 13,000 years ago, BC. There's Geb, who we already have established, who is part of the, this is, the reason why I shared this is my Supreme Court right here. My ancestors, the Neteru, the followers of Ma'at, is my Supreme Court, is our Supreme Court. So there's Geb, there's Ma'at, there's Asar, there is Tehuti, there is Horus, and Set. Sorry, I'm making this extremely big on the screen. My laptop, it looks a little bit big, a little bit different. And this is shared from our master teacher, Saba Tehuti. And so, as we are nearing closing, I don't even know what inspired me to do this particular share specifically. Things just come to me, and I'm just trying to be a good record keeper of my my consciousness. It's definitely an obligation and a duty and an honor to give adoration to the Neteru, to the ancestors. And I really wanted to, bringing it home, you'll see something very interesting. Because when we think of ancient, mostly we just think of time. But in this etymology, we will see in ancient it says a person very old, which we are familiar with, things having lasted from a remote period. Skip down some. And this etymology from early 15th century, existing or occurring in times long past. No new information there. Specifically in history, belonging to the period before the fall of the Western Roman Empire. And then we go down a little bit more as a now a very old person, one who lived in former ages, ancient of days. Okay, then we have supreme beings. So ancient is associated with supreme beings. And then if we go down furthermore, we see standard bearers. The standard bearers. So when we think of the ancients, there it is, standard bearers. And then when we look at the term bearers, we see one who carries or sustains in any sense. One who carries or sustains in any sense. So this slide came to me a little bit earlier today when I was just driving, and I think this is inspired. It has to be inspired by the the brothers you see on the panel and our great master teacher Saba Tehuti, and just my maturation on my path, my expansion and adoration for the Neteru. So I don't know, maybe this is a rampage from me, which I want to do, but I haven't done one yet, but it's probably coming in the future. A rampage is just me sharing from my E. But this says, I wrote this. Standards established by the followers of Ma'at were inherited as royal, supreme self-esteem, ingrained into the culture and natural to naturally flow seamlessly in the everyday lifestyle, the typo, culture and spiritual practice, because there was no outside interference. BC, which Saba coined before colonizers, before the schools, before the false matrix, before social media, before TV, radio, etc., 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 before we were not bombarded by the airwaves, it was normal to have the netter amongst us, and we were eager to working in unity and buying into the ranking system because of the trust and lack of manipulation in ISFET. There was no appropriation, no supremacists, no capitalists exploiting people. There were no syndromes. The land wasn't ruled by money. The standard of creation, building, nature, agriculture, and health was wealth. So the civilization was a sustainable and thriving civilization. Tameri, the land of love, is what we were imbued with. So a question that I had was, how do we build the new Tameri, which we at the House of Aten are building brick by brick, so the youth feel accepted and worthy of this consciousness? How are youth who live with no resources, without proper education or parental guidance, how will they realize Ma'at? This is a desire, which is Mari, which Tameri was the land of love. How do we realize that in this day and time? And that is the end of my share. Tua for your appreciation, Tua for your attention. Hotep, Inu, and Tua.
Better keep teaching like this. You yo. I was thinking, I was like, they really, the culture has shifted and the power has transitioned.
Peace and love, great brother.
Hotep.
Hotep. How's the screen? Are we all on the screen?
Yeah, let me get it.
Let me oh, you gotta
Here it is. Stop sharing.
Hotep. Yeah, brother. I wanna thank you for your NEFA presentation. And I wanna tell you, because you asked the question out loud. You said, I don't even know why I chose to do this topic or something to that effect. And I want to say we on the same frequency, brother, because that is one of the thoughts that I have when I'm doing my presentation. And it's about, that was actually one of a long time ago, but even still right now, is what I wanted to do and what I will do, just to give you adoration as well. It's just identifying what the real standard is. You know, why do we allow what the colonizer does or has done to be the standard for everything? For everything that we celebrate, if we look at what we call American culture or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever you identify with, it really truly doesn't matter. It was something that was given to you by somebody else. Nothing besides your Earth Day is something really worth celebrating. It's all, if you trace the origins, Henuta Great Saba Tehuti, for just putting that thought out there. Trace everything back to the origins. Take everything back to the essence, to the beginning of it. And that was one of the things that I saw. I'm like, is everything go back to Africa, right? And just that in itself, that thought, I'm like, dude, even it's fed with Africa. Like it wasn't called Africa till it was conquered by Afrikaners. So, I mean, even that, the terminology, the words that we use, because we are, we speak English, we speak English, and that's just, what it is. That's just pretty much what we speak. And I want to definitely give you your props for speaking the Meru Necha, for echoing that tone. It was beautiful, my brother. As the great Angela Gates said, you speak it better than her. That was wonderful, brother, because that's one of the things that I practice on. And that's why my presentations have actually gone to that. They've graduated to that too. And the thought process that's associated with that is just me wanting to echo the tone of our ancestors and echo the supreme being, the standard. It's unlearning and relearning, because I speak English very well, and I definitely want to give you your props for showing how the Hall of Fame and everything traces back to our ancestors. Everything traces back to our ancestors, to where the standard should be. We set the standard. Also want to give you props for caring, brother, for actually really truly caring and speaking from your Eve, and wanting this message to be shared with the youth, because that's very, very, very important. Just to one of the things you said was that we don't have no guidance. The youth don't have no guidance. And you notice I said we don't have no guidance because I have to put myself in the shoes of, the youth, and just, remind myself to be grateful for where I'm at, to be able to have this guidance of our master teacher, and the guidance of our ancestors, and to be able to examine myself, to be able to understand that Ma'at means law, that Ma'at is the law, Ma'at is the standard. So Tuah for that, great brother. And it was very, today was a great day. Today was a good day. Shout out Ice Cube. Where I'm at down here in Florida is another young brother, rapper, MC, whatever you want to call him. He died on his Earth Day. And he his standard, if you know what he talked about and what he represented, was pure Isfet. It was pure Isfet. So You know, he was shot and killed 26 on his 26th Earth Day. You know, but the tones that he echoed was pure Isfet leading up to that. You know, and I'm hearing different things, and my children, you know, they said to me, Dad, well, what do you expect? That's all he talked about. That's all he represented. That's what he stood on. That was his standard. And so that's what happened. And, you know, as a part of me was happy that my children are able to see the real from the fake and able to make that, be able to have that understanding, you know, and it just goes to show what you said, that the guidance is missing. And so I was having a conversation with my mate, and that's one of the things that I said, because she was like, wow, you know, it's all the time now, you know. In our era, you know, Tupac and Biggie, you know, but it's almost, and it was almost, you know, it was unheard of. It wasn't really that prevalent, I guess. I don't know. People die every day, G. But now it's like it just doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense because of what you just said. They don't have no standards. Their standard is pure Isfet. They don't have no guidance, right? So I'm thanking you, brother. I'm thanking you for this presentation. And I'm thanking you and your Eid for wanting this message to be heard by the youth. Because it's very, very, very important, you know, that we truly understand what the standard is, that our standard is Ma'at, and that the ancestors are the supreme beings, and they set the standard, and they showed us the way, and it's in their writings, and it's in their art, and they represented it. And then for us right now, we have a living example of discipline, of what a standard truly is and what it actually means to represent that standard. So I have to give you Henu, brother. I have to thank you again. I can't give you enough thanks for this wonderful presentation. And to just let you know that, yes, that was, and that is definitely a teaching that I will be bringing forth as well to, you know, stand next to you, my brother. And it's, you know, does everything trace back to do everything trace back to, you know, the standard that we're living by when we celebrate whatever holiday, whatever it is, who set the standard? You know, that's, you know, mine's be a little bit, it's a little different, you know, because I put the ignorance in your face. You know, I show you the ignorance. That's how my mama taught me. She showed me all of the ignorance, you know, and then you're able to make the discern. You're able to use your discernment. I love how you showed the etymology of ancient, and I love how you showed the Torah and papyrus. You know, the King's List, so that you can see, you know, the great Natiru. Their names, they exist. We exist in the Shin. So Tuah for that, great brother. Tuah for your presentations. They're always Nefer. And Tuah for caring about the youth. And Tuah, I hope this message reaches the youth and they're able to, you know, readjust their standard, you know, because it's in us, you know, it's definitely in us. And we're great as a people. We just have to recognize that within ourselves. So Hotep Henu to you, great brother.
Nini, great brother. Your words mean a lot to me. It echoes in my head when you say, I think we have a soundbite, and you say, we're the standard. And now I'm remembering too, our master teacher, Saba Tehuti, definitely inspired this, because taking on the namesake of Tehuti and fighting the war that he's been fighting, because everything they've been attempting to steal everything from us. And so to bear that standard and represent the Neteru, you have to be ready to take on the whole entire world. And that's such a heavy, well, it can seem like such a heavy on taking, right? But understanding and having faith in the trust of the Neteru, and when you represent them and the reciprocity thing, when we strengthen them, they strengthen us. It's such a powerful thing to see where he's at with his trust and the journey and the path that he took. It was not easy. When he gives his testimony, I can like picture sometimes like what he's been through has not been easy. And he is a rebel. He is the rebel of rebels. And I love the rebel. And so that's why I love Tupac. And so not to start nothing with Nook for Nook, but the rebel, like knowing that being a follower of Ma'at is the opposite, right, of Isfat. So you're gonna have to fight, right? So it's like the righteous rebel, right? I'm not talking about, just doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff. But I also was thinking too, I love how you caught that I wanted the youth in my build, because when you growing up in the hood, in the ghetto, and you don't have nothing, how you gonna have a standard when all you are surrounded by is Isfat, right? So how can they have a standard when they are bombarded with, if you don't wear Jordans, then you not lit. If you don't have the right clothes, if you don't represent like a gang, or if you not, if you can't do the TikTok dances, what standards do, growing up, if you would, like, what standards can we have, when we don't really have nothing? And the beautiful thing about Ma'at and the Neterus and ancestors and this energy, you are learning the way of the supreme and the divine and royalty. And Saba says it all the time, and it's really so true. That's not something you can do overnight. You can't just become a king. You can't just have standards overnight. That takes time. For the Neters had even though they were imbued and they had people modeling the supreme and the divine, and they recorded it, in this day and time, to come into the divine and the supreme, it's gonna be a process, and it's gonna take time to work up to that. And so the conscious community saying, I'm a king, I'm a king, I'm a king. How you a king? Where's your empire? Where's your throne? Where's your wealth? Like, where are all the things that the Neteru modeled when it pertains to being a king? You're not a king. So stop it. So yeah. Hindu Hotel, great brother, for your words. They mean a lot to me.
And brother, also, with them books. But I'm here, I went through all that Isfat, all that, and I'm still here. I made it here through all of that. Everything that you named, all the Isfat, all that. Yeah, that I went through all. Yeah, but I still made it here. I still made it here to be with you brothers and to sit at Saba's feet and learn. And with the books, it was just me examining myself and looking. I have terabytes full of music, terabytes full of music, right? But I didn't have terabytes full of books, full of knowledge.
Right.
So as I started to re-examine myself and examine, I was like, man, I have more, movies and books, and music, but I don't have books like that. Why don't I have knowledge like that? So it was just me recognizing that and making the adjustment and wanting to, just have more knowledge. I wanted to educate myself more than I wanted to entertain myself. But at first, you know, you don't really know. So yeah, it's all about entertainment and having a good time. But eventually, you know, you mature, and then it becomes about the knowledge, because now I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed I have more music than books. You name it, I got it. It don't matter what album it is. Probably got your homeboy demo from wherever. I probably got it, right? Because that's where I put my energy at. I put my energy onto that. Whatever you want to talk, we could talk. Whatever type of, like Saba said, you know, I know more about Clark Kent, Bruce Banner. I know it, you know, Captain America. I know what he got, his power, all that. But I don't, you know, but the knowledge, I'm unfamiliar with the knowledge. This is why it's so important for me to read, and you know, to read the ancient literature and familiarize myself with that. Because I know Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. I know that by heart. You know what I mean? But I don't know the hymn to Asar by heart. I don't know, you know, the Hekau of Arset. You understand? So, you know, me recognizing that in myself, I'm like, listen, the standard has been set. And guess what, great brother? Your Ren echoes that, and so does mine. So we have to echo that, and we have to, you know, what we're doing here at the House of Aten is reestablishing and showing what the standard is. Yes. You know, look at Nick Pooh, stop playing. DJ Atap is official. Only a DJ got all music. Nook Pooh, I used to sell music to the DJs before this streaming and all that. I would give them their music. I'm on it. I'm learning. But the problem, Nook Pooh, is beating my ears up with pure Isfet. It's the music. I can't. It's just, you know, the stuff that used to sound good to me don't sound good to me no more. You know, the stuff that I used to enjoy, the things that I used to enjoy, I don't enjoy it no more because I recognize it as detrimental, and I see the trap. Like Saba told us yesterday, you know, they attacking our Eve, they attacking our consciousness, they attacking our Dejed. So, you know, but I do have the I'm gonna make the readjustment, and you'll see. So, shout out to you, Nook Pooh. You know, yeah, trap music is a trap, exactly. You know, but we don't know that. We don't know that when we listening to it. Now we do. Those of us here know it. So hinu to Menkhu for, you know, sending this message out to us and to the youth, because they definitely need to hear it. Welcome, great brothers.
Hey, peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. First off, shout out to Menkhu Ara for that wonderful presentation. Definitely like how he brought up the ranking system. What's phenomenal is that when Menkhu was talking, I like the part where he was talking about the kind of like the administrators, you know what I mean, holding everything up within the ranking system, and, you know, being a part of being that standard, standing on my odd, taking on particular roles. You made me kind of look at a new role that I've taken on with my Matrix job, and having the state of mind to be able to take on a role and be good at what you do. So it definitely broadened my cool on understanding that regardless of what I do, always be in my odd in it, always be honorable in it, always be what is right, and just to look at what I do more than just doing a job. And if I'm playing an important role, then it's good to just continue to echo how my ancestors did in my PHARAOH, and and really like embody the teachings that our Pa'u has left for us everywhere that I go, regardless. And so I appreciate you for that. You know what I mean? Especially when you gotta go to work tomorrow and you taking on these things. So it's always good to have a different perspective going in, especially when you're learning something new. And so from being at a lower position and now I'm coming into a higher one, I have to show people that my art is in all that I do. So Tua to you, great brother. I appreciate that for just, that was just wonderful for what you did for me by just doing this presentation. So I appreciate you. I appreciate that breaking down of knowing who had the real Hall of Fame, Walk of Fame, any fame. Appreciate you, great brother. This was a wonderful presentation. Appreciate you. And may you continue to keep growing, great brother, because that was wonderful.
Nini great brother. Hotep Hinu to you. Yeah, I was actually gonna originally, the direction I was gonna go in was the standard bearers. Maybe I'll do a part 2, and because I was thinking about architecture. I didn't even touch on the architecture, how they were able, like in the King's Chamber, they were able to raise 70-ton blocks, and how they were able to bring the granite stones from over 500 miles to build the Akus. I didn't even touch on how we are the standard bearers for technology, architecture, and so many other things. I felt like I needed to touch on this first before I go into that. So Hinu Hotep, Tua, great brother, the words mean a lot to me.
Push the button. Come on. Push the button.
Hotep Hinu, great brother.
Come on, push the button.
Yo, that was my favorite. I think that's my favorite sound.
Absolutely. Hotep Hinu, Tua, great brother, for this presentation. Very powerful, very ritualistic. I love how you told the story and how you started it off and showing a structure of different roles and how it's played out. And one of the great things, and of course, no matter how high, no matter what the height for something to exist, what's Ma'at, the foundation. Without that, you can't build on anything. And so I love how when we overstood this, and this is why we were able to build what we built, because we just concluded the reading of Teachings of Menkhu Ara in my Fundamental Friday class, and in there there's a very powerful Seba'it, and I want to show that too, because it goes right along with what you're saying, and it's very important for all of us to understand, because in today's time, one of the reasons that I've come to understand that the reason why a lot of times people have a hard time coming together and gathering is because everyone wants to be, quote unquote, at the top. Everyone wants that top spot, and no one wants to just have a position and a role, because we've lost the importance of each individual role is necessary to be able to build or bring anything. And a lot of people have a difficult time doing that today, especially those who are already, you know, building in certain communities. They won't submit to certain things because the mind is so poisoned. We're like, oh, how are you up under him? And you know, it's just so poisoned. So this is one of the reasons why it's so difficult for especially people with some form of status who have a lot of have followings. And you see it even in debates where even if someone will jeopardize their own, what they call their standard, and be dishonest just to not allow the next person to have made a point over them. And I've noticed that when I started to see that, I really started to see that when Saba Tehuti came, and I started to see how certain people would be dishonest in their approach to not be what they call one-upped. And it's just a negative ego thing that's taking place. And so, you know, when you show that and you go through all the, well, a lot of the, you know, they had the farmers, you know, down there right above the what they call the indigent, the servitude, what they call the slaves. And we didn't have that, but all from war. And without them, no one eats. So it's like, what? You know, so people have the idea when they're looking at that, you know, oh, they're at the bottom. I don't want to be a farmer. When the part EE is literally embodying the farmer, his farmer tools. Asar is the farmer. You know, so it takes you straight from there all the way to the top because they don't get no higher than Asar. And I love that. And we definitely kept that consistent through the teachings. And I want to share this Seba'it from Meri Kara that embodies that.
While you're sharing that, great brother, too, the farmer was so important, and I should have added more on that in my share, because think about it, the farmer has a connection with the land, right? With Tameri, and the farmer, no matter where they go, they're going to be able to feed themselves, and they're going to know what to do with the animals that we eat. And so Saba Tehuti as well talked about food is very divine because we can't live without it. So Hinu, good to you for adding that in the build.
Yes, and I remember he also said something that was very powerful, was Ma'at is the farmer's religion. And it absolutely is. It's all about rebirth and how we told our story and resurrection and plants, and it's all throughout the language. So and today, man, the farmers, they have it very difficult. They have it very difficult, even just to keep their own area. Yeah, that could definitely be a class on that. But I do want to share this because this right here is powerful, and it just puts everything in perspective. And this is, again, this is the teachings of Meri Kara, which this is a royal Seba'it. This is from a king, Keti, a part EE, who's teaching his son on how to rule, on how to be a king. And so this teaching is based within that. So keep that in perspective with what's being told. This is going to the ones who are ruling. And so the ones who are ruling, this is what they're being taught to stand on. This is what their standards are. And I know I heard Menkhu Ara within this class, you speak about the youth and the children and how important it is, right? And this right here, right? Raise your youth. And this is on page 220 of The Teachings of Meri Kara. This book is the Sinaway. So there's a book called The Tales of Sinaway, and this is in that book, page 220. Raise your youth so that the residents will love you. Make your supporters plentiful among the veterans. So right here is already building a bridge and connection between the youth and the veterans, the elders and the youth. Look, your town is full of new growth. These 20 years, the youth has been happy, following its heart. And the veterans are now going forth once again. The recruits are recruited into it. As children raised up for service, it is the ancient past that fights for us. It is the ancient past that fights for us. And you showed the etymology of ancient and how it goes to that which was before, right? Which is why another word for ancestors is the Aui Tepi, the Tepi, which is the head or the foremost, the front. It is the ancient past that fights for us. On my ascension, I raised up troops from them. So make your great ones great. Advance your fighters. And you show the fighters. You show the warriors in there, the Sakur or the Pahor, the soldiers and the warriors, right? Make your great ones great. Advance your fighters. Increase the youth of your following. Equipped with amounts, established with fields, and endowed with cattle. Do not treat a gentleman indifferently from a commoner. And so here it is right here. So no matter what position you're in, treat everyone equally. This is the king teaching his son. It doesn't matter what position anyone is in. You treat them equally. Take a man to yourself for what? His actions. His actions. And if we have this today, it don't matter what people think position they're in. It is your actions that are to be shown forth on how someone is to deal with you, right? From a gentleman differently from a commoner, so that every work of craft will be done. The territory of the Lord of strength will prosper. So this is what's going to allow it to prosper. So here in the notes, right here, speaking about this, do not treat a gentleman differently from a commoner. Right here, the king develops further the theme of human resources and of cultivating allies, right? Cultivating to cultivate, which goes back to farming again. Allies, regardless of their social status. It doesn't matter what your social status is when you're in Ma'at. There is a progression from the specific to the universal, moving from the treatment of subjects through military protection to an injunction about piety and temple procedure. Temple ritual was also a protective measure, since it enacted and maintained the stability of the cosmos. Temple ritual, the priest, the unity of these actions, all of which will ensure security, is reinforced by the homophone of the words fortresses and monuments. The king should deal well both with his servants and with his divine superiors. They're equal. And how it shows here is the word unt is the word fortress or to fortify. And unt is also the word for priesthood. So when it speaks about the temple ritual was used as a protective measure because of the heka'u and the ritual of applying the sound vibration, the thought vibration to build a fortress, aku, or what people would call spiritual or energetically, right? That is fortification. The hourly staff, which hourly is not hourly today. Hourly, of course, it's the stars, dealing with the stars and time, star watchers, or the priesthood. So I love this and how you showed that to start off the class, to show do not treat a gentleman differently from a commoner, no matter how they try to portray and put certain things. And in today's matrix, that something is higher than the other, when the king is teaching his son that it's equal. So I love that, and I wanted to point that out.
Oh, that's a bar. That's a platinum. That's a diamond joint right there. That joint to go diamond and put that in a record.
Yes, new great brother. And yeah, so 2 are for that. I love that you showed the Taurine papyrus. I was waiting for you to show that. I know you're in the Zep Tepi. I'm like, when's he gonna show the material in that time? And here it is right here.
Supreme Court. That's the Supreme Court.
Yes, the Supreme Court, the real one. The real one. And so I love how you took that and went and showed the chapter of entering the double hall of Maati, the Usek Maati. I love that. Very powerful. Anpu on both sides of him. That's just powerful. Coming from the Karu, with the Karu of a man coming from Tameri. So coming from Tameri, going into the double hall of Maati, Anpu is on both sides of you, right? Because he knows our paths, right? Very powerful. I love that. Love that bar. I have submerged the boat of my enemies. I love that bar. Sink them. I have entered the house of Asar. I have draped myself in the apparel of him who is there. The garbs. I've draped myself in the apparel of the ones who are in the house of Asar. Very powerful. I was hidden, but I found a passage. Second, being given to me the anta ungient of women with the earth, and that word for earth there that he translated was shinu, which of course is the circle, the eternal circle, and just the ungient. And you always see the women associated with ungient, and that's very powerful. So I love that chapter, and most of the time when people only speak about that chapter, which is 125, they only talk about the negative confessions. That's what they call the negative confessions. That's chapter 125. But that's also the prelude to going into the hall, entering into the hall. So I love that you pointed that out, because no one ever talks about the other. That chapter is so fire with so much powerful heka'u. Alongside what they call the negative confessions that we know as the Pekka Mku, but there's so much more in there too. So Tua for bringing that forward. And I love a bar that you said when you were speaking about the scribes, and Tua for all that you went into on that. And yes, showing the per head of Ani, and showing what they call the odds, which then goes right back to the Naterti and Ursa Major. That's what that was created from, the Ursa Major. And I went into that in the opening of the mouth scribal session. So definitely Tua for showing that. And when you were speaking about the scribes, you said they were not chilling. No, absolutely not. And there's even a Seba'it that tells you to not sleep throughout the day. Get up and get moving. So absolutely, we were always in. And I seen a comment on Instagram not too long ago, and I should have screenshotted it, but someone has said, well, in those times they had all the time. What were they doing? They had all the time in the world to just build these structures. And I was like, wow, like people really, what are you doing? What are you doing with your time? like you're making it seem as if they had nothing to do, that this is all they had to do. And of course they don't understand, when you're creating a language, when you're creating medicine, when you're building up and raising children into high consciousness, teaching outer body experience, you're doing mathematics and creating that and advancing that and using that to create lands and architecture and structure and apply it to everything that you're doing. Their entire life, everything was embedded with that. And what are people doing today to where you can say something like that? And it just goes to show just the incompetence of people in the matrix today, and how how people speak about ancient times, it's just completely backwards. So Tua for dropping that. They were not chilling. Today, hey, what you doing? Chilling. that was never the response. That was never the response.
Ani, what a lack of respect. What they was doing was moving 70-ton limestone. You know how much strength that takes, wisdom and beauty to do what they did?
Yeah, it's so advanced that we don't know how they did it. So we can't replicate it today. We can't do it today. With the technology we have right now, we can't do that. But we're more advanced than the times of the Zep Tepi. And I haven't seen a language. Yeah, I mean, that could be a whole class in itself. But yeah, and that was one of the first matrices that really started to break me down. Was overstanding, like when they teach about ancient times and how they make it all primitive, savages. That's always the language that they use. And when I started to realize that that is a lie, I was like, oh, okay, that was like my standard foundation for that everything is a lie, because that's a blatant one. That takes away the power from the ones that they steal from. So it's different. It's you steal something from someone and then tell everyone that the person that you stole it from was primitive and a savage. So Tua and Hinu, great brother, for this wonderful Nefer class. This was very powerful. I hope y'all are supporting this teaching. This great brother is definitely a scribe. Your storytelling is amazing, and you always summarize classes and write something very eloquent very quickly. And in these presentations, you take us on a journey. So you definitely are a creator and designer yourself. So Hinu to you, great brother. Tua.
Ani, you impacted me so much when we were messaging and how we message. I sent you a message, and if you at some time, I want you to address it, because you coined a statement that has definitely impacted my Eve. And so Hinu and Tua to you, great brother Hotep. I just sent you a message. I want you to speak on this because I want people to be impacted on how you impacted me. You said these words, and I think it's, of course, a part of your namesake and part of your motivation, part of what you are continuously creating for us. And I want you to take that and save this younger generation. And I want you to do something with that, with the tones too, because it's so eloquent. It's so eloquent. It's so eloquent. It's so powerful, and it's something that we need. And it helped inspire the thing that I just shared with you. So at some point, I want you to share that with us, great brother, and you just being you. So Hinu Hotep, supreme adoration to all you brothers. You definitely, Saba Tehuti, a master teacher, is renewing me.
Okay, yeah, for sure, absolutely. If you want to, are you speaking about what I sent to you in that message there? You can say it. You can say it. Me and
Ani were having a conversation, and I think it was along the lines of the trilogy soliloquy, and we're just having a conversation, and Ani said, "Give us our words back."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's what they have been attempting to take the metanetter away from us and take away the spirituality and the culture, how it's intermeshed, like Saba Tehuti teaches, And that's why we have this Greek language, because they've tried to take that away from us. But Ani Ptah is working on something I'm not going to speak on. And what Saba's doing helped inspire this thing too that I'm coming to realize is medicine, seeing the meta, actually seeing it is the medicine. So Ani Ptah, you inspired me in a very powerful way. You impacted me. So I just wanted to share that. Give us our words back.
Yes. Uh-oh. Primordial, you're muted.
No, I was just back here telling me we only mean well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Forget that we the real champions around.
I know the truth can hurt a lot, but it's the facts that will dispel the spells. Tones are in control. Everything is backwards. Give us our words back. So absolutely, I only mean well, and whatever it takes to take that back, I only mean well while doing it. So, so the language, as the language is absolutely backwards. Everything is backwards. Give us our words back. So it's, and of course that's in Heru's, dealing with Heru, the warrior, the avenger. And as I just showed Menkhu Ara in where he stated that the ancestors are what fight for us, and it is our duty to also fight for the Natiru, to fight for the Pa'ut, to fight for the ancestors. In reversing this, and this is why I also put in my my intro in one of the attributions that I give, that I do, is reversing the negative hypnosis. Man, there's so much that we have to do, just even within our own selves, to really begin to build something, and removing the isfet, and even within those who are close to the information and close to the guidance can also stray. And that's how powerful isfet is it can create thoughts in the mind that don't truly exist, and it causes distress. And it's simply because we don't know which way we're going. We don't know the direction. We don't know. And so when you begin to start to learn the Medu Neter, and you start to read and you say, I don't know where I'm going, and then you read Ampu on both sides of him with the Karu of a man coming from Tameri, he knows our paths. And so you start to find your direction, and it's a Pekka Mku every single day. And this is why when I speak about the Ma'at Fundamental Friday classes and the importance of them, is because the matrix literally reverses everything. So everything here that you just taught and brought forth, soon as this closes down and people wake up tomorrow and start to go and do whatever they do daily, all of this can easily be reversed, just within walking outside of your door. This right here is establishing order and structure and foundation and purity and cleansing the mind. And so outside of this, if you don't keep yourself imbued constantly, you will be reverted back. I mean, it's a fact. It's a constant, non-stop attack on the mind, constant, consistently, on every single level. no matter what you think you're trying to avoid, it's always there. And so it's important to understand that and become vigilant and build up your dejed, and by doing certain things little by little to keep yourself on the right path, which the tones are so important in the sound vibration. And so Tuan Hinu, great brother, for bringing that forward and letting me know how that impacted you and how the tones affect you, great brother, because it gives me more motivation to continue to keep creating more tones, because it takes a lot to create tones like it's not like how artists are today, when you can just go in the studio, throwing a beat and talk about money, talk about what all this other stuff that, you know, that's nonsense. This takes a lot of ritual meditation. This takes study. This takes a lot to be able to bring forth these tones. And so, you know, when I hear things like that, it just gives me an extra boost of motivation to work even harder, to bring forth more. So Hinu and Tua to you, great brother, and Tua for this class. And I always, all the great brothers, every time y'all present, tones are being written, because I love just the frequency and the energy, because I take advantage of that. Because not a lot of times, there's not a lot of times where you can be in a state where your mind is just able to flowless. You find that flow state to just create. And I utilize this time to tap into that. So you great brothers are a huge part of the process of creating these tones. So Tuan Hinu to you.
Hotel. Meaning up to you. Yeah, when you brothers are presenting and when Saba is presenting, sometimes I'm using parts of that to put together my teachings and my classes and my presentations, because you're in that echo chamber, right? It's so important, and we can't get this from, we can only get this from certain places. So new to you, great brother, you are such a powerful leader. To be the scribe for the scribe, bro, that is you is cut from a different cloth. Who can be the scribe for the scribe? You know how precious and powerful a position that is for you to design the website and to take what Saba's doing in the direction that you are taking and guiding us. You are a standard bearer, bro. Like, family, that's everything. Like, what you're doing is definitely setting the tone. So Hinu and Hotep, to you, great brother, for all that you're doing for the House of Aten, for Saba Tehuti, and for yourself and for your namesake. You are living up to your name. That is a legacy, right? That is, you are a great example. We need models, right? How you a king and you ain't did no king work? How these people saying they're kings and they ain't been under Tehuti? You what? Wait, how you a king? How you inherit that? What you talking about? you capping for real.
Yep. King of Isfet, is if that's the only title they can. Absolutely, you know. Yeah, so Hinu to you, great brother.
Push the button.
Push the button. You know, let's do what we do. Hinu and Tua, everyone, for supporting. So I will go through some of the support. And here, I'll put the link in the chat too, if anyone wants to come up and give this great brother some dua for this powerful class that he just brought forth. And there is the link there. So we'll wait a moment for everyone to come through. Hinu, great brothers and sisters. Nukpu, hit the link, great brother. Come up here and let's hear your tones and see your vibrations. Angela Gates too, Hotep sister, I want you to come to the panel as well. Let everyone hear your tones and feel your energy as well, great sister. And of course, Anu and Antu, if y'all want to. Definitely those who are here watching, you know, hit the link and come up and build with us.
Yes, and tour to Angela Gates for the flames. That means a lot to me. So Henu Hotep for the flames. Peace, peace. Hotep Nupunup.
Hotep Natiru, Maat. Tour for this presentation was real powerful. Definitely needed. Something to really ponder upon for everybody to think. What can we do as far as what can we do to impact the mass, the people that surround us, to teach them about Ma'at with all this isfet that's going on. And there's so many ways that we can present Ma'at to people. You know, and one thing that I would say that I mentioned the other day is by coming in and studying, learning. That's definitely what we learned from Sava yesterday, is that our Djed holds up this information. So what you're feeding your Djed, your Djed is going to radiate what you're feeding it. So if it ain't for yourself, you don't want to, impact your life, at least do this for others. Build your Djed to radiate Ma'at to people around you, so that way, you can continue this ebb and flow to continue moving forward. So it's very important that I feel that that's one of the main impact, like, imbue yourself as much as you can, and to all of y'all that do all these presentations, because like I said, I always feel the love that you guys put into this presentation, like how you mentioned earlier, Menkhu, how creating these presentation, you have a love for it, like, oh, I got something to show you. It's like creating a sa. You're doing everything that you can to make sure it comes out right. Everything comes out, just right. And it's not just for yourself, but it's for others. But, it's like cooking. You're making food. You're making sure that, you don't add nothing wrong to it, and that it's not too cooked, overcooked, or not too cooked, So Tua, Hotep. And I encourage everybody to come to the Discord. I don't know if we haven't won this meeting this week, but to come through, show yourself, at least listen in, also come to the classes. And this is how I feel we can definitely make a change to this matrix, so-called matrix, is to become that rock, you know what I'm saying, and hold that standard of Ma'at. So Tua, Hotep, Natiru, Ma'at.
Hotep, Henu, Hotep, Tua to you, great brother. I appreciate your energy, your words mean a lot to me. Good to see you joining us on the panel, as always. Tua for everything that you said, great brother. So true. Angela Gates, Hotep, Henu, welcome to the panel.
What's up, everyone? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, thank you for the invite, by the way. But definitely, I enjoyed the show. The presentation was good. Like I said, you were daring on that Medu Netter. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was like, well, he doing it. But he's doing it. But that was good. That was good. I appreciate that. That makes me want to definitely, when I get an opportunity, do more studying to learn more, so that I can actually learn to speak it as well. So that's one of my goals at some point. But yeah, you bring out some very good points, especially when it comes to the children, because my heart definitely goes out to the children, and basically how they don't have that guidance. They don't have it at home. They don't have it at school. They don't have it nowhere. So I can completely understand exactly where you're coming from with that. And I agree, but that's all I have.
Hotep, Henu, Tua, great sister. Appreciate your energy, your tones. It's so true, right? Like, How can a kid know with so much peer pressure, the lack of good examples, how they're going to have a standard?
Right.
It's so important. I know what it's like to be completely engulfed with no direction, and so it's so important that we try and instill better standards for the future generations, because they don't have anything.
No,
like they are in the war zone. They are like front line. So my heart is always with the youth.
Definitely.
Yes, Hotep, to our great sister, for coming up and accepting the invite. So to her for that, and giving us your tones, and it's very powerful to. We appreciate your feminine energy on the screen with all these great brothers. So Tua and Henu to you, and I know you're definitely in the studies and you're in every class. So I'm not sure if you're. You should definitely come to the Fundamental Friday classes. And we go deeper into the Medu. I show the Medu for every piece of literature we go through. So you'll enjoy it and learn a lot. So,
you know what, Ani? I thought that was for members. Isn't that for members only?
Yes, it is. So I want you to be a member. I want you to,
Point taken. Okay.
Yes. And join us. You're here with us consistently, so it's a beautiful thing. And you can communicate with me outside of here too, in the different areas, and we can make it happen.
Okay.
So Tua, yes.
All right.
All right. Excellent. Tua, everyone. Here you go, great brother Menkhu. You can announce that.
Hotep, you read my mind. Nukpu Nook was asking about the community Discord. On the calendar, I had a mix up with the dates. We are not going to do it on Thursday, but we will do it Friday after the Friday fundamental class that Ani Ptah will be doing. We'll do it at 7 p.m. Central Time. This Friday, we will have the Discord. So if you all want to come and build, would love to have you all there, and we'll just go where the spirit guide us.
All right, everyone, set your calendars. 28th, 7 p.m. Central Time, and join us on Discord. This is available for everyone, so this should be absolutely full. So looking forward to seeing you all then. And I will go through some of the support and all the great Meru who support this information. And when the great brother Nukpu asked on, what can we do? And this is the foundation in the beginning of, because what's taking place is more than, it's more than just what it seems, because with every action that we do, we then begin to reprogram our subconscious and our thoughts, and we start to alter what we find important and what we place value in. And by doing that, we then begin to take back power of ourselves. And so when we do that, now we can begin to understand that you are a being that can create the reality that you're experiencing here. And so this is a step-by-step process in getting to a point to where everything that we think up here is we can bring it forward. We can literally bring it forward and have that become an absolute reality, but it is a process. And so each step that we take here puts us in a position to become more sakim and more confident and more factual in our statements whenever we speak. So every time you say something, you know that when you say it, it's an actual fact and it's coming forth. It's not there's no doubt within you. When there's no doubt, it's already an absolute. So Tuan Hinu to everyone who does this and participates in this and does it consistently. So we'll start with the great brother here on the panel who sent in 2 supports, who sent in 333 for Hinu Karu per Aten, Shimsu Natiru, Makaru 3 times, Hotep Maat. And one more, he sent in 333 for Hinu Kes Dua Netter Menkhu Ara Meri Hotep Meri Maat. Hotep Hinu, great brother Nukpu, one of the great Karu who leads by example. Hinu to you, great brother, for participating in all that we bring forth and pushing it and telling others to join in and everything that you do, great brother. So Tuan Hinu to you. Right, next we'll go to the lovely and here on screen with us. $5.
Nev for Unk. Everything is beautiful in life.
Yes, Tuan Hinu, Angela Gates, for your consistency. You are definitely one of the most consistent, and you're definitely here to learn and embody and imbue. So it's a very powerful and beautiful thing. So Tua for being with us, and we're definitely happy to have you on our side. So Tuan Hinu. All right, and next we have the great brother Nito Campbell, who sends in $9 for 616.24. Peace, everyone.
I don't play with pseudos.
Tua to Nito Campbell, who has supported us from the very beginning, a very consistent brother. So Tua for that and leading by example and showing support for every class. So Tuan Hinu. All right, next. I'm not sure if I showed this last week, so I'm gonna show it today. It came when I checked the dates, it was the Monday, so I'm not sure if I showed this or not. But I'll show it here with Robert E. Williams Jr., who sent in 2072 for P9 Father's Day reading from Papyrus of Issinger with the red heart.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather, if you made a punch and just you should have moved your left shoulder a little bit to the right, and I know you could have just get in the ring and beat the guy.
Yes, Hinu, great brother, and he also supported. So that was for last week, and he supported for this week as well. Another 2072 for Tameri, the land of love.
Tiger Woods, you could have moved your left foot a little.
I don't.
Tiger Woods, you could have moved your left foot a little bit, 2 inches to the right, and the thing if you just moved the little golf head about a 5.5 centimeters, you would have had a perfect hit. You would have Tiger Woods. Just give the guy the golf club, please.
Yes, Tua Hinu, Robert Williams, another great consistent supporter. Hinu to you, great brother, Tua. Yeah, I mean, you definitely support consistently every class. So Tua and Hinu to this great brother here. All right, and next we have a support from Kathy Buys, who supports the House of Aten, $20.
I don't play with pseudos.
Tua to Kathy Buys, who is definitely become a consistent supporter. So Tua and Hinu for that. We appreciate you. All right, and next we have Anu and Antu, who sends in $20 for Tua Hotep Marie Menkhu. Great presentation. Orsen Hinu.
Come join us, House of Aten, Ancient Tehuti and Teachings on the Teru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen.
Yes, Hinu, Anu and Antu, who are just excellent. Anu, our great moderator, Antu, who is one of our social media managers. So Tua to both of them for also assisting the House of Aten outside of the support that they also send in. So Tua for helping us build, and we appreciate you. All right, and next we have the great Kuru member, Oxafek, who sends in $20.72 for Hinu Menkhu, Tua for your Nefur Medu.
It's like, it's fraudulent. But everything is fraudulent. Like, everything we see is fraudulent. What we wear, what we drive, like, you know, like we are in the matrix. Like, we are in the matrix. When you walk outside and you see a horse or a Lamborghini, or you see an ad for Rolex, like, you are in the matrix. You are being brainwashed. Like, all of this is designed to be fraudulent, to make people think that, oh, you are famous. Look at him, watch him. It's like, oh.
That is all distraction.
Hotep Hinu to the great brother Oxafek, another great consistent brother who supports us in every avenue. Everything that we bring forward, he participates in and supports. So to our great brother, for your consistency and for your Eve and for your presence here at the House of Aten. We truly appreciate you. All right, and I think that is the support for this class here. Again, Tua and Hotep Hinu to all the great Meru, all the great Mer, who place yourself as a pillar within this Aku that we're building. Really appreciate everyone. So Tua, houseofaten.org, go get your merchandise, become a member, and join in on the classes. It's a beautiful thing. And we will continue to build. We'll continue to do what we do. We got some great things coming up for the Kuru as well. Some very powerful classes that are being created and cultivated just for the Kuru. So it's a wonderful thing. I'm excited about that. So Tua to the great brother Menkhu, and we will close out and give some closing words to the people who are watching throughout all the different platforms we're on. You know, we get thousands of views throughout all our different platforms. So give some great words to those who are coming, to the youth, to the ones who are here. And we'll start with you, great sister Angela Gates, and then we'll work our way around. Hotep.
Well, never presentation. And I think it's great that everyone is here. Everyone's doing their best. to show support for the building of this great opportunity for all of us to show a new future, a better future for the children, as well as for ourselves. I'm looking forward to it. Like I told Saba, I'm not going anywhere. He can escort me out if he wanted to. I'm still not going to go anywhere, so I'm still going to be here. So I found a home and I love it and I enjoy it. I love the information I'm getting. I love the feeding of my car. I love it. So, I'm looking forward to everything that you guys do, all the hard work you guys put into it. I'm here to support it, and hopefully support you to do more and to do better. And I'm just here to do all the supporting I can possibly do.
Neb nefer unk. Everything is beautiful in life.
To our sister.
To
Great brother Nukpu. It's on you, great brother.
Hotep Natiru. Powerful presentation, Menkhu. Very appreciated, very much needed. I just wanted to say real quick that how Angela Gates and Menkhu, you both mentioned about the youth. I just want to say you guys are more powerful than what you think. And like this presentation with Menkhu showing us, for example, how they're using our Heka against us. This is how they got a hold on the youth. You see how the Supreme Court, from the justice system to schools, so they're implementing our own information on Heka against us. So in order to impact the youth and the mass, like great brother Primordial Thought 9 says, the Hekau really works. So just keep that in mind, and that's for everybody that's coming in new and that's been here. Like, this is what's really going on, where it is a war, but it's a ritual war. So it's on you to do what you got to do to either be part of this matrix Isfet or to fight against it and then be in Ma'at. So Hotep Natiru Ma'at.
Hotep, great words. Great brother. To for that, and to our great sister for your words. So yes, Hotep Henu Ma'at Karu. Those who are watching on the playback, support this. We appreciate everyone who's here with us live, and because it gives us energy as we're bringing forth all of what we're doing. So it's a beautiful thing. Tua for your attention, because without that, this doesn't exist. So Tua for that, your attention. Yes, Discord meeting Friday. Put that in your calendars. Everyone show up. Everyone who's here live with us. I hope to see you all in the Discord Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time. And there will still be a fundamental Friday class on that Friday as well, which will be at 4:30 p.m. Central Time. So I'm push it up a little bit so we can still have the Discord meeting as well. So 4:30 p.m. Central Time for the fundamental Friday class, and 7 p.m. for the Discord meeting. So see you all there. Sakim M. Arit, Merdert Ka'a, Semu Hatu Natiru, Pert Ent Hetep. I obtain the power to do what pleases my Ka. May the hearts of the Natiru lead me. I come forth in offerings. Dua.
Peace, Hotep Meri. Once again, appreciate you, Menkhu, for this wonderful presentation. Great brother. Continue to, continue to do your thing, man, and continue to grow. Definitely just feel this class was definitely needed. Definitely helped me. Once again, like I told you, it helped me expand my coup. To out to everybody that's on the panel. Appreciate you, Sister Angela Gates, for jumping on. Thank you, Nook Poo Nook. Tua to you, great brother. It's always good to see you jump on as well. Henu and Hotep, to everybody in the chat, everybody that's watching this in the future on the playback. May Ra grant you and your families health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Ma'at, and may you all rise and come forth as conscious light, like the divine Ra, who rise and shine forevermore in Ma'at. Hotep Meri.
Tua, great brothers, Tua, everybody on the panel. It's a pleasure to serve. I knew when I was putting this together that I was going to have to read Meta from the Per in Peru. And I just want to encourage everybody that even though whatever the challenge may be, these tones and this language is extremely essential for our expansion, and for us to go and do what we need to do to be the example for the youth and to be the standard bearers, and to encourage each other in learning this language, this spiritual practice, and just living in Ma'at. So I was ready to take on the challenge, and I'm glad to see all of you are as well. It is definitely a process, and coming into this divine energy, and so we just got to take it one day at a time, one meta word at a time. So, Henu and Hotep, to everybody for your inspiration, your example, and all that you are. And I will end with the adoration to Tehuti. Come to me, Tehuti, O noble ibis. Come to me and give me counsel to make me skillful in your calling. He who masters it is found fit to hold office. Fate and fortune are to be found with you. Hotep Henu.
Hotep, peace and love. Tua for your Nefa presentation, Menkhu Ara. Tua to all the supporters. Tua to everyone in the chat. Tua to everyone on the panel. Sister Angela Gates, great Nook Poo, my great brothers, Hotep, and look forward to what I'm going to bring forth next week. I still don't have it. It has to come to my eve. I got a few ideas, but definitely going to keep building brick by brick. So Hotep Henu, Henu Ta Great Saba Tehuti, Amen Hotep Ra, and everything that he brings forth and teaches us. And I agree with you, great brother Nook Poo. We are very, very, very powerful. And we just have to keep reminding ourselves that. And we have to continue to just be there for ourselves so that we could be there for our children and teach them the right way. So they'll understand what the real standard is. And the standard is Ma'at. And with that, we will close with our beautiful affirmation. Hotep Henu, from today's readings, he granted that I might come forth as a Benu bird, that I might speak. I have been in the water of the river. I have made offerings with incense. I have made my way by the shint tree of the children. I have been in Abydos, in the temple of Setet. I have submerged the boat of my enemies. Unki Ma'at, Un NS, Nintet or Set Ma'at, Min Hepapet Ma'at, Her in Hukui, Her Ikut. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light.
And yes, the Hekau really works.
The Egyptians are black and the Hebrews are wrong, and the Egyptians are black. The Hebrews are wrong and the Egyptians are black, and the Bible is stolen. The Egyptians are black. And guess what? The Egyptians are black and the Hebrews are wrong, and the Bible is stolen. The Egyptians are black, and I have no teaching.
Yo, let's go.
Yeah, we're here, and we're the best.
Play some sound bites for us, Tef.
Okay.
Just like people that tell you the Egyptians, they're not black. Egypt is in Africa, folks. As long as Egypt is in Africa, then Egyptians are African.
Come join us, House of Aten, Ancient Tehuti and Teachings on the Teru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen.
Death culture, death culture, death culture. To be alive here, it's a lie here.
Yo, let's go.
Shed. Closed my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move. But my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed? Eating alkaline at this time, fasting reads so shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, fear had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of states effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I've seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed.